guys, how you going? So I have just got back from the Harley Quinn movie, Birds of Prey. This review is going to contain spoilers, so right off the bat I'll tell you when they're coming, but we have got spoilers coming. So if you haven't seen the film and you want to see the film before watching this review, go see the film. Would I recommend you to go and see this film? Probably not. I'd say it's a wait till it's Netflixed. Um, Out of 10, I'm going to give it a high 5 or a low 6 out of 10. It's not a terrible movie. It's an enjoyable movie. I wasn't sat there bored at any point, but it's got some problems. But before we get to the problems, let's start with the good stuff. So, Margot Robbie's performance as Harley Quinn. Once again, she is a fantastic choice for Harley Quinn. Does a very good job of it here. Not as good as she did in Suicide Squad. Now, putting my cards on the table, I am a Suicide Squad fan. I did enjoy that movie. I love the comic books and I love Harley Quinn. I think I've got about 6 pieces of art up around my house and 2 of them feature Harley Quinn. So I was always going to see this movie, and just so you know, that's possibly one of the reasons why I went to see this movie in the first place. Um, Now, on to the spoilers and the bad stuff about the movie. First, one more good thing. The scene where Harley's talking to Canary, and it's the first time she tells anyone that she's broken up with the Joker. That's not a spoiler, it's in the trailer. Um, that is a really good scene, man. Margot does a fantastic job there. It's one of the best acted scenes I've seen in a long time. But other than that, let's get on to the bad stuff and the spoilers. So, MacGuffins. That's the big problem with this movie. Is it's one long MacGuffin hunt. It's find the diamond, and the audience doesn't care about the diamond. So, I mean, it's a big diamond. It's worth a lot of money, but they need to make it more important. So it's got a code in it that gets even more money. And some family was killed for it, and that's why Huntress is after the diamond. But they can't make you care about the diamond, so they stick it in a kid. The kid eats it, and then you can care about the kid. Problem is, the kid's just, it's an Oliver Twist character. She's a pickpocket, no big deal. She's not a terrible character. She's not the worst character in this by any sense of any meaning of the word. But she's just not good enough that you really care about the kid. For some of the time, they're talking about gutting the kid, and I was sat there thinking, well, that would make some interesting cinema. That would be quite ballsy if they did that, but they never got the kid. Um, there are some pretty bad jump cuts in this, especially when Huntress is introduced. She's introduced. She comes into a shop, and they pause it, and there's a lot of pause. And let's get some backstory on this. Happens in this movie. But they pause. They go for her backstory. Then they cut back to Harley, and the shop that Huntress has come to is below Harley's flat, and she's looking for Harley. So then we cut to Harley, and the police are at the door, and Huntress is nowhere to be seen. I don't know if I missed something or if it's just a bad editing choice, but while the police were knocking on the door, you think it's Huntress, and then it's the police, and Huntress is nowhere to be seen, and it's also night time when Huntress turned up in daytime. Um, the hyena, the CGI is not great. The beaver, yeah, you kind of care about the taxidermy more than the little girl. Um, and the cop, the female cop is a terrible character. Towards the end of the movie, she gets shot, and you're sat there and I was sat there thinking, oh no, they're going to play this up like, oh, she's been shot, it's so bad. No, the cop's dead, and I'm sat there thinking, thank God this character's gone. But no, they don't even do that. They've put a bulletproof vest on her, and you should have seen it coming. They even showed a bulletproof vest earlier. It's one of Harley's old uniforms, and yeah, so I was annoyed that this character hadn't died. It would have made the film better if she did. Um, at the same time, there's some really bad fight scenes. The last one's okay, but during the scene in the warehouse, there's a lot of cuts where there are people standing around waiting to fight Harley. In one point, she's fighting one guy, and there's a guy stood behind her with a machine gun, stood there waiting for her. And it's like, well, if you want to kill her, shoot her. But they don't. Yeah, Harley also gets revved up because she takes a load of cocaine. Something I don't think worked particularly well with the messaging of the film. And the messaging of the film, it is feminist in nature. That's not really a problem for me if it's done well. One particular point where this comes across really badly is the main villain, played by Ewan McGregor. He doesn't do a great job. He says, "We are the men of Gotham," and it's like, oh god, okay, it's boys versus girls. But throughout the rest of the film, there's not too much of it. There is a lot of "I don't need a man," but at the same time, she doesn't need a man. But then she finds another man to protect her, and that man's looking after her. But then he's not looking after her, and then she's got the group of girls looking out for her. So it doesn't really work. Also, when Margot's not on the screen, when it's not got Harley in it, you just want Harley back on the screen. You really don't care about the Birds of Prey outside of their interactions with Harley, which isn't a good thing because this film really does feel like it was a Netflix season of the Birds of Prey, and they had half a Harley Quinn movie and they've mashed them together, and this is the result. It's the result of putting two half-formed ideas together and making it into a film. If it had just been a Harley Quinn movie, I would have enjoyed it. But the inclusion of the Birds of Prey, it didn't work in my opinion. Not that they're all bad characters. Canary is okay, but you get reminded of her superpower, and it does stand out in this film because there are no other superpowers. And it's the first and only time, and it's referenced once before she uses it, but it was very much we need a way out of this bad situation. Oh yeah, she's got a superpower, and they use it. To be honest, I think it would have been better if they just gave Harley some more cocaine and sent her on her way. That would have been a much better scene. Um, yeah, so other points, there are people standing around waiting to fight Harley. She walks into a police station and fires a 40mm grenade launcher. Yes, it's only firing bean bags, but still. Then she walks around the desk and there's just police stood there waiting to fight her. Well, not even waiting to fight her, as if they didn't know she was there. So she just let off a 40mm grenade launcher at point blank range, and they didn't hear it. Anyway, the biggest problem is the MacGuffin. It gets sold at the end. You don't care. Um, and yeah, I think that's about it. All in all, not a great film, but not terrible. Worth waiting to watch it on Netflix. Definitely worth watching, especially if you're a Harley Quinn fan. But if I had one piece of advice for them, it would be just make the Harley Quinn movie that we all want to see, which is just Harley and the Joker as well. Now, I didn't wait to see if there was any after credit scenes. So if there are, then cool. But in the film, there is no Joker. There's one shot at the back of his head. But that's it. And during Suicide Squad, the interaction between the two was very good, and I like the Joker in the Suicide Squad. I know that sets me apart from a lot of people. But anyway, guys, that's my review of Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey. Um, not knocking it out the park by any sense of the words, but a half decent movie. It'll keep you entertained for an hour and a half. But anyway, guys, video coming up on Sunday as usual. Haven't been doing much, but anyway, have a good week, and I will of course talk to you on Sunday.